Okay, so Bengals QB Joe Burrow sustained a wrist injury on Thursday Night Football against the Baltimore Ravens. In the second quarter, Burrow threw a TD pass, and right after he let the pass go, he reached down and grabbed his wrist in obvious pain. Then he tried throwing warm-up passes on the sideline afterward, but it was clear he could not grip the ball and didn't return to the game. And then yesterday, it was reported that the former LSU quarterback would miss the rest of the season after sustaining a torn ligament in his throwing wrist. That said, the reason why the NFL is getting involved is because the league wants to know if Burrow was injured prior to Thursday's game. The reason there are questions surfacing about the timing of the injury is because the QB showed up to Baltimore on Wednesday wearing a brace on his right wrist. If Joe originally injured his wrist at some point during the week, then it should have been on the team's injury report, but he wasn't on it a single time at all during the week. On top of that, what's making matters worse is that there was a video of Joe Burrow arriving to the game with a brace on his right wrist, and this was uploaded on social media by the Bengals and then later removed, which just adds to the conspiracy that has been floating around. For what reason did they delete this video post? It just doesn't add up. When you upload a photo or video on social media, the only reason you'd ever delete it is because you screwed up and don't want anyone to see what you posted. Anyways, following Cincinnati's 34-20 loss to Baltimore, the Bengals QB had this to say about why he was wearing a brace when asked by reporters.
Going into the game, what led to that?
This is a completely different thing. It's not uncommon for guys to wear compression sleeves on plane because when you go up to that altitude, things can swell up. I had football, you have a lot of bumps and bruises. This is a completely new injury.
I don't know about you, but I call bullshit. I've never heard of someone's hand swelling up due to flying. On top of that, the video I showed you was after he got off the team bus, not an airplane. So why would you still be wearing a brace hours after landing in Baltimore? You see where I'm getting at? All this smells like BS. And the fact that his head coach, Zach Taylor, after the game said he had no idea his QB was wearing a brace just adds on to all the BS. Zach did confirm that his quarterback wasn't dealing with any sort of injury in the days leading up to the game, which is why he wasn't on the injury report. So now this has resulted in the league opening an investigation on the Bengals' handling of Joe Burrow's injury. If a team is found to be non-compliant with the injury policy, the NFL can hand out a hefty fine. It's nothing crazy or anything. The Steelers back in 2019 were fined $75,000 for a similar incident. However, the real implication in all this is that with the league getting in bed with sports betting, this could be a huge issue down the road. Millions and millions of dollars are wagered weekly, and a lot of people who are betting are relying on every little piece of information. Imagine how huge of an information that a team's starting QB was wearing a wrist brace and how that would affect the line and spread along with the amount being wagered. Barstool founder Dave Portnoy, who's known to make massive $100,000 wagers on a single NFL game, claims to have lost $120,000 when he took the Bengals +4 against the Ravens on Thursday. It does not matter the amount anyone wagers. You could be wagering $500 or $20 on that game, but you would hope that you have all the proper information available to you ahead of time before placing a wager. The edges in sports betting are fairly small, but information about a QB with an injured wrist is a total game changer. Anyways, here's what Dave Portnoy tweeted in response to finding out the Bengals allegedly hid Joe Burrow's wrist injury prior to the game. He tweeted, "I'm filing a class action lawsuit against the Bengals and the NFL for lying about the injury report. There is no shot I put $100K hard-earned dollars on the Bengals if I knew Joe Burrow was injured going into the game. This committee owes me an apology." And afterwards, he tweeted out this video trying to gather other potential victims. Honestly, I don't know if he's being serious, but I'm pretty sure he is. This is a serious issue, and the only reason we haven't heard of anything like this before was because legal sports betting is relatively new. Anyways, here's a video.
Hi there, my name's Dave Portnoy. My father is an attorney, Michael J. Portnoy. Have you lost money betting on the NFL? Did you bet on the Bengals on Monday night against the Ravens, thinking Joe Burrow was healthy, only to find out after the fact that he had a brace on his hand coming out of the bus? It was not listed on the injury report? That is unfair. You're the victim. Here at Portnoy and my dad, Michael J. Portnoy law firm, we protect grieved gamblers from these atrocities from Roger Goodell and the Cincinnati Bengals. I will be filing a class action lawsuit on behalf of all grieved gamblers. So join me as we fight for the people, for every man, to get rightfully what is ours. The injury report exists for a reason. If you are not on the injury report, that means you are healthy. If you get off the bus wearing a brace around your hand, that means unhealthy. We expect when we put our hard-earned money to work, we get a fair value, fair shot. Gambling is legal in this country. Who will protect the gamblers? I will, through my dad, Michael J. Portnoy, attorney at law, class action lawsuit. Join me protecting you.
Anyways, so what do you guys think about this whole situation? Do you think the Bengals were withholding key information about Burrow's injury? And how pissed would you be if you're the one betting only to find out after the fact that the team lied to you?